So quick NBA predictions
For tonight or tomorrow?
for tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, the Pistons and Hawks play. Who do y'all have winning that game?
Pistons. Stanley Johnson is going to be an emerging star, rookie from Arizona.
All right, Cavaliers and Bulls. Kyrie Irving isn't playing.
Bulls.
Cavs, yeah.
All right, Pelicans and Warriors.
Round one rematch.
I gotta go with the brow. The brow of justice. Fear the brow.
I was thinking the same. I want to go brow because that series was actually
it was a good series. Anthony Davis gave him everything he had.
But you just can't stop. You just can't stop those two dudes.
Here's the thing, though. They have a healthy Drew Holiday now. They have a complete team now.
Drew Holiday over Steph Curry. Klay
I'm not saying he's over Steph Curry, but you got to remember they were losing these games by 4 and 5 points. Drew Holiday makes a difference.
Okay.
Drew Holiday has way better vision than Tyreek Evans.
All right. For predictions tomorrow, who do y'all have winning, Cavaliers and Grizzlies? Since Cavaliers will be in a back-to-back.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies just Western team.
All right. Spurs and Thunder.
Thunder.
Spurs.
I'm taking Thunder simply because Kevin Durant needs to prove that he's still Kevin Durant.
I don't think Kevin Durant. I don't think Westbrook's gonna be like he was now since Kevin Durant's back.
He won't, but Kevin Durant has to prove that he's still Kevin Durant.
Okay,
that's
now,
the big thing here.
Lakers and Timberwolves.
I got the Lakers. I think Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, and Kobe will all have pretty good showings. And I think the Timberwolves they're a really, really young team. They're ridiculously young. When you look at their starting lineup, you got Rubio, who can't shoot, can't play a lick of offense. Zach LaVine is his second year. Andrew Wiggins is his second year. Karl Anthony Towns is a rookie who's played basketball for like 3 years total. And then old Kevin Garnett. But coming off the bench, you got Shabazz Muhammad. Who else is Robbie Hummel, Adrian Payne, Gorgie Jang. I literally listed like the NCAA All-Star team there. So I think it'll be an entertaining game at the end of the day. That other team does have Kobe.
With Kobe having 20 plus.
All right, so who are y'all picks?
Lakers.
Okay, so we're gonna take a moment to remember Flip Saunders. Sorry. The who was the former Timberwolves coach who unfortunately over this weekend passed from cancer
at 60 years
old. Yeah, at the age of 60 years old. He tallied more than 1,000 victories over his career, and he had good. He was the initial coach that initially coached Kevin Garnett when he came into the league.
He made Kevin Garnett who he is.
Yeah, and he helped Kevin Garnett win that MVP, and he went to the playoffs multiple times, straight years with the Timberwolves. Then went on to coach the Pistons right after the Pistons had beat the Lakers and led them to conference finals also. And so he unfortunately had Hodgkin lymphoma, which they said was treatable and curable, but then he had complications with it in his treatment in September. And then this recent past Friday, that's when the team was notified that he was going to take a leave of absence because of the complications due to his cancer. And so then, recently the news came down on Sunday, I believe, that he had passed away in the hospital. So how will you guys remember Flip Saunders over his career? Because so many players he touched so many players that apparently, he was a coach for the Wizards. And
John Wall.
Yeah, he coached John Wall. He's coached a lot of players, and he's had a run-ins with a lot of players. Players like LeBron James, Kevin Love, Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, a lot of guys are expressing their sadness and remorse to his family, where he's survived by four kids and a wife. So how do y'all remember Flip Saunders? I'll start with you, Rudy.
I'm always gonna remember Flip Saunders for what he did with that Timberwolves team and Kevin Garnett. That Timberwolves team was responsible for one of the biggest upsets that I had ever seen in the playoffs back then. And that was when they played the Lakers and Kevin Garnett just went bonkers. I didn't even know who Kevin Garnett was, or Latrell Sprewell, or Sam Cassell for that matter, until I saw that playoff series. And he was wholeheartly responsible for that. So I always remember that because that's when I first started getting into basketball.
All right, Rashad, what about you?
You gotta remember him for like his development of players, his mentoring for these players that you see, because you see what happened with like a Kevin Garnett when he first came into the league, how he made him grow, mature quick enough in the league to be able to carry a team, be responsible for helping the team win. Him always having these winning seasons. It's just something great. To always hanging your Raptors as he was there for you. He's always watching over you guys for what y'all did.
Yeah. All right, Khaled, how will you remember Flip Saunders?
Of course, definitely for developing Kevin Garnett and making him the man he is today. Definitely for leading Timberwolves teams to constant playoffs appearances and Pistons to conference finals. and he was just a winning coach, and he was a great man, a great leader, a great teacher to most of these players.
Yeah, and the way I remember Flip Saunders, because I always remember, especially when he was coaching the Timberwolves, because Timberwolves are in the Lakers, the division and everything. So especially remembering him, I always remembered him that he was always fiery on the bench, and you felt his aura, like he extended onto Kevin Garnett and Kevin Garnett's initial years. Like those Timberwolves teams were always scrappy, and that was always and they were one of those teams that how when people always say, "Man, I wish the good teams were like scrappy." That Timberwolves team was like one of those teams that he centered around Kevin Garnett and made them a good team, but then also made them have that scrappy mentality. So they went to 8 straight playoff appearances when many people didn't think they should have. And that was just because of the mentality of Flip Saunders extended onto them. And then, he also, when he would go on, he went on to coach on the Pistons, they would go on. And then it took Herculean efforts from people like LeBron James and Dwight Howard and stuff to knock out the Pistons in the playoffs whenever they played them under Flip Saunders, tutelage. So then when he went to the Wizards, John Wall would even say that a lot of how John Wall became, learned how to slow down his game and, be able to let the game come to him at a slower pace was because of Flip Saunders. So you have to kind of give respect to that. And, it's sad because so many like guys like him and Stuart Scott have been lost this year to cancer. But, you can only say RIP and wish the condolences to their families. But that's going to do it for today's show, y'all. This WODU Studios, the best in college radio. We thank y'all for tuning in. It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day. Follow us on Twitter at KBR_sports. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel at KBR Sports and WODU Live, where you'll see past shows and
Tell your friends.
And you'll see past shows and past segments on there. All right, y'all have a great day.